Hello everybody, John Sheff, assistant golf professional here at Tchefuncta Country Club, coming to you with another swing analysis of this week's winner, which is Charl Schwartzel. Great golf swing, great player, Masters champion. He actually just won a couple weeks ago in Europe as well, so he's playing very well. And I'm going to show you a couple things that we can learn from. He won at the Valspar Championship. Not an easy place to play. The winning score there, just to get into the playoff, was only 7 under par, so didn't even reach double digits. Very rare today that you're going to see a regular season PGA Tour event finish under 10 under par. So even the Masters now are getting, sometimes even the U.S. Open, you're getting into double digits. So that course was not playing easy, especially on the last day. You're seeing a lot of scores right around even par. And Charl hit it very well coming down the stretch. The last few holes require very long and accurate tee shots, something which he did very well. So we've got a driver swing here for him. Got him in the down the line view here on the bottom, which we're going to start with, and the face-on view above there that we're going to take a look at here in a second. So a couple things that we can learn from, and also last week we talked about how the head moves, so we kind of played a little bit of a myth buster role there. We're going to do the same thing this week. I'm going to draw a couple lines here. Once again, very similar to Adam Scott, just phenomenal posture in his golf swing. So just really, really good posture there. The bends in the ankles, knees, hips, and a nice relaxed neck. So as I take this back here, you can see how that club head initially starts to trace along that shaft plane line and then rises above it. So he keeps that club head well in front of his hands, something I'm seeing a lot of now, people trying to stay on plane more. Not many PGA Tour players are playing golf from that area back there. A lot of them are playing golf from this area right over here. Okay, so there's a lot of room over there to play from in the backswing. If you get the club over to the left there where that red X is, then chances are you try and correct it and you swing over the top. Next thing you know, you're hitting a big slice to right field. So very common nowadays to see that kind of takeaway. As we go back here to the top, what a beautiful, just classic position there. You can see that his left arm is slightly higher than the shoulder plane, very similar to Adam Scott. Overall, this backswing is very similar to Adam Scott. The one thing I really like, zoom in here a little bit, is his right arm. You're going to see, I mean, a lot of people have that right elbow flared out, kind of gets that club too flat. I can basically draw a 90-degree line where with his right arm, his forearm, and his bicep area. So that's a really good position to be in, really a powerful position to be in. And take note of his spine angle there. He's basically maintained his virtual spine there, if you will. But this is where the myth comes into play. Well, we have to maintain our spine angle coming into the ball and in our follow through. Every person that I've seen measuring them on 3D from this point on right here, their spine will become a little bit more vertical. So they're going to get more upright with their spine. You're going to see that here as I fast forward this. You can see coming into the ball right there, you can see that start to change. Okay, now again, we can't measure this. We're just looking at this on video, but everybody that I've seen, every tour player that we've measured on gears or any 3D system has this happen. So while it might be a good thought to try and stay in your posture coming into your downswing, just know that that is not a fundamental, and it's not a must. So there is going to be, as those hips start to rotate and kind of tuck under in some instances, your spine angle will change. So if you ever see it on video, don't get worried. Don't try and really just stay in your posture. Don't hammer that into your system. For some people, it's a very good thought. For others, they do not need to work on it. But just know that basically every tour player is going to have some sort of increase in their spine angle with regards to having it become more vertical coming in an impact, especially with the driver, and Charl definitely has that there. So let me clear these lines out of the way. But as you can see, you're coming through this position. I love that arm, that right forearm, and and that club shaft basically match up. It's going right through that right forearm. You can play effective golf hitting it through these two areas there. So basically through the forearms. Okay. Obviously, once you get a little bit more towards the left forearm, you're going to hit more of a fade. But once you get out and the club is traveling more outside your arms there, you're not going to have a consistent swing with a consistent ball flight. You might have a consistent ball flight, but it'll probably go way off to the right. But you'll struggle with some contact issues. So let's just go into the follow through here. Beautiful full release there. Club exiting through the shoulders, very common, and then a great finish. So let's go ahead and take a look at the view from face on here up above. Once again, great setup. Backswing perfect. Let me go back to the beginning here. Now, this is something that, once again, is a little bit more of a myth, and it's ball position. A lot of people at the driver are focused on, well, let me keep my ball position off my left heel. That's a good starting point, but something that we tinker with a lot is ball position, because based on someone's swing path and their swing plane, we may have to adjust ball position. You get a lot of LPGA Tour players that have that ball really far forward, like off their, like the middle of their left foot, because they're trying to really hit up on it and have a square, slightly closed face to maximize distance. And then you get a PGA Tour player that's playing it a little bit more back, like Charl Schwartzel here, because he has plenty of speed and he's just trying to be a little bit more accurate. Okay, and because at that point in time, at impact, if I can get it right there, right about impact, at that point in time, that is when his club face is square and with his path being where he wants it to be. So if he moves that ball position, 3 inches forward, chances are that club face is going to be too far closed and the ball is going to go to the left. If he moves it 3 inches back, club face is going to be too open and the ball is going to go to the right. So just be aware of that. Always tinker with your ball position until you find a spot that really gives you the best result. It might not just be your swing, it might be your ball position. We get to the top of the swing, great full coil, very athletic, full shoulder turn, definitely over 90 degrees. As he starts down, this movement right here, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about here, just with regards to the pressure and the forces being put into the ground. If we thought about his feet being two arrows, at this point in time, if I draw an arrow that way, he's probably got about 80% of his pressure in his right foot and about 20% in his left foot. But as he starts down, right about there, that drastically changes. It almost reverses there. So at this point in time, he's probably got about 60% in his front foot and about 40% in his right foot. And then coming into impact, just before impact, here you're going to see about 80-20 in favor of the left foot. Okay, so that's a good way to think of your feet, is to think of them as when you press into your left foot, that arrow spikes up. When you press into your right foot, that arrow spikes up. So it's a great way to think about your weight movement and your pressure movement. Great impact position right there, hips unwinding. Great full release right there, that right hand rotating over and not under. So I can see the back of his right hand. And then just a great full finish there. So very consistent swing, very powerful, a lot of speed. No surprise to me that he won. It was only a matter of time again. If his short game's good enough, he's going to be up there every week. So very good to see him get another win. Just a beautiful golf swing. So once again, this is John Sheff with your weekly swing analysis of this past week's winner, Charl Schwartzel, at the Valspar Championship.